go.
Okay. We were trying to start on my phone this time.
Yes.
So that hopefully we don't have issues.
Right.
But it already said reconnecting, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we'll wait a minute. Let's see
who shows up. I gotta mute this. Where's the muting button? There's the muting button. There it is. Excuse me.
It's showing 3 people.
OMG. I'm gonna try to rotate this so you can see it.
Okay. Alright, so.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday.
Happy fucking Friday is right,
Hello. Man. Hopefully we'll only have to do one stream because we started off on the phone.
So I think we maybe have our shit together and we're gonna see what happens. So
yes, although it's saying it's like dropping people now, so I don't know. If there's still issues, let us know.
Yeah, who knows? If there's issues, we can jump off the Wi-Fi and just use phone data.
Yeah, because right now it's saying there's nobody here, but we're getting comments. So I don't know what's up with that.
Fucking lame.
Anyway. No. We can't figure out technology, clearly.
Technology can't figure out us. That's what it is.
That's it. So anyway, hello everyone, and yes, happy Friday.
It's
been a fucking Friday, man.
Dude, it's been a fucking weird week. Like, I feel like it was in the Twilight Zone all fucking week, and people have just been weird and, like, not cool and muy lame. So, I don't know. It's been a weird fucking week, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, so, okay, by the comments, it seems like everything's okay. I don't know why it's showing us that no people are here, though, but okay, I guess people are here.
Not in a creepy way.
I feel like we're at a weird, like, I'm sitting further up than you. So
sorry, I'm leaned back.
Well, even if I lean back, I look, I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter.
I'm trying to avoid a close-up because I'm starting to look old. I got wrinkles and shit, so I'm trying to avoid the close-up. Also,
I'm getting wrinkles too, so it's all good. We're all ghosts, yes. Anyway, so,
how was y'all's weeks? Did you guys have a weird week too? Is it like everywhere, or is it just here that people are fucking weird this week? Let us know, because in my world, people were fucking weird this week.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm exceptionally impatient today, but every time I've been out driving, I've wanted to fucking murder someone because people are driving like 10 miles under the speed limit, it seems, everywhere I go today. Or there was, I was sitting at a stoplight and I was trying to turn right, the person in front of me was turning right, and they apparently didn't know that in the state of Missouri you can turn right on a red light, and they just sat there until it turned green. I was like, fucking go! God damn it!
Okay, so y'all think people have been weird too. And Casey, I don't know about a planet in retrograde, but Mercury isn't until like the 29th of this month, I think. But the full moon, I don't remember when the full moon is or was, but it was in Pisces, which is a very emotional, fucking weird sign. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the full moon in Pisces. I don't know. But yeah, irregardless, which I like to say ironically because it's not a word.
I was gonna say, regardless.
Irregardless. My ex-father-in-law used to say that, and I was like, hey, Greg, that's not a word. And he was like, nah, but I'm gonna say it anyway. And I was like, why are you like this? I can't deal with this. I'm out.
But weirdness aside,
Weirdness aside.
how's everyone doing? For if you gotta read it. I got a couple books read this month.
Yeah, I got a few. I think I counted 3 of them that I read this month.
I'm still resisting counting my ebooks because I'm trying to read my physical books. But we'll see how long I last with that, because at the rate I'm going, I'm not going to finish the challenge. So I need to either pick up the pace on my physical books or start counting
Your ebooks.
But I read 2 of my physical books this month, which were How Long Till Black Future Month by N.K. Jemisin.
What challenge did you read that one for?
I read it for Read a Book by One of Your Favorite Authors.
Ooh.
And it was really good. It's a collection of short stories, sci-fi and fantasy short stories. And it was a solid collection. Like, they were all good. N.K. Jemisin is always a good read.
Always trust N.K. Jemisin. Always.
Yeah.
Will not steer you wrong.
And then the other book I read was 7 Worlds by Mary Carriker or Carriker. I need to look up how to say her last name. But that was a sci-fi book, like a vintage sci-fi that I've had on my shelf for a little while. And I was trying to do that bonus challenge of reading books with numbers in the title, and I've sort of done a few of them, but not that many. And that one was okay. It was almost kind of a collection of short stories too, because it was about this one woman's experience on 7 different planets.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would have been better if it was just one story a story about her on one planet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because only 2 of the stories were really that interesting. So
maybe
I thought it was okay though. I gave it 3 stars.
Yeah, that sounds decent.
But I counted it for, I think it was a book published the decade you were born, because it was published in 86.
Oh, the book I counted for that challenge was published in 86 also, because I counted The Hellbound Heart. Just published in 86. But yeah, I was hoping to find a book published the year I was born, and I'm sure I could have if I had put literally any effort into it, but I didn't. So.
Yeah. I didn't want to have to go through all my books, because I'm sure I have something on my shelves that was published in 87, but I was 86 is close enough. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be the year you were born.
No,
but
86 is close enough for me.
Let's see. Curly Books has completed 11 challenges.
Damn, killing it.
I think I finished one this month that I'm gonna count, even though it kind of doesn't count yet.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna count it. So with that one, I think I finished 7.
You're getting there. We're not halfway through the month yet, or halfway through the year yet, and there's 24 challenges. So you're not behind yet. You got 5 books to catch up.
That's a lot of books.
Before the end of June.
Before June, yeah.
I'm trying to spin this in an optimistic way. Oof. Bought a lot of books in the last month. Bought 9 new books this month. Yeah, I keep buying new digital books. I haven't bought a lot of physical books lately. Well, we went to a library sale.
Yeah.
I'm a liar. I keep buying books.
Yeah. I haven't bought a lot of physical books except what we bought from the library sale, which, it's a library sale. They were cheap as hell.
And they're used, so I feel like it's, ethically sound or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So.
I don't know, but yeah.
But I've been buying ebooks a fair amount. I bought one today, I think, and I can't even remember what it was now.
I bought one.
I remember. It was the one you have, The Ghost Bride.
The Ghost Bride.
That was a Kindle deal of the day, and so I was like, no, let's fucking buy it.
Fuck it, let's buy it. Well, they're $1.99 or some shit. How am I supposed to say no to that? It's fucked up. Yeah, there's a lot of temptations, fucking Book Riot and their goddamn deals of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So Curly Books read the underhyped book and the 5-star prediction. So the 5-star ended up being a 4-star. So what books did you read for those? What were they?
Yeah.
Time to Read says they go crazy on Indie Bookstore Day. Psh, Don't blame you for that.
Which You're in Portland, right? Am I correct? Am I remembering that correctly? Which is where I've always wanted to go to Powell's. It's in Portland, right?
Ah! Sorry. He jumped and it wasn't expecting.
A wild Murphy appears.
Wild Murphy appears. He just wants his Aunt Susan. He doesn't give a fuck about mommy right now.
Yeah, I kind of have always thought it was a little bit shitty here that the spring library sale is almost always the same weekend as in Indie Bookstore Day.
Oh, yeah, that is
Which
bullshit.
this year it was the weekend after, or either before or after, I don't remember, so it wasn't the same weekend. But there's been multiple times that it's the same weekend, and I'm like,
That's
that kind of
dickish.
sucks.
Like, that's a dick move. Yeah, that's a big dick move. Yeah, buying books on vacation, I feel like is a have to do thing. Like every time I go on vacation, I have to buy a book of some sort. And I like to scope out. I travel for work, or I did before the Rona happened, and I like to like scope out bookstores in the cities that I'm in, or like I also like to scope out like occult shops in the cities that I go to. So I just hit some weird places when I travel, and it's always really fun.
Yeah. Thrift stores. I have not been to a thrift store in so long, and I miss it.
Now that we vaccinated, we should go.
Yeah.
So
Just not even just for the books, for
just everything.
everything.
I
love
miss
thrift stores.
sending you creepy pictures of things that I find in
Yeah.
thrift stores.
And I miss finding, pictures of like creepy clowns and stuff to hang in my house.
Yeah. That's where I found you. I found you that creepy little kid painting in a thrift store.
Yeah.
The big eye girl.
Yeah. It's in my hallway to creep people out. I have a creepy clown painting that I got at a flea market in Branson, and it's in the background of all my like Zoom meetings for work.
I almost spit my beer out. I'm surprised anyone fucks with you. Like literally, no one should fuck with you at all. I like angle myself during Zoom meetings for work so my bookshelf is behind me so I look learned and stuff. But then of course I'm awkward so I say like dumb shit during Zoom calls all the time so it like cancels out.
I'm also awkward. I'm worried about 5-star predictions. I hate being disappointed. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get kind of the same way.
same. Curly Books read Just After the Wave by Sandrine Colette for Underhyped. It's a French translated apocalyptic-ish novel. I'm interested.
Yeah.
And Embassy Town by China Myville?
How do you pronounce his name? I've definitely heard of. I actually have one of his books.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my niece picked it out for me for my birthday, I think,
Oh,
one year.
that's
Jennifer
nice.
had them like pick books out or pick things out at the dollar store for me. And they have books at the dollar store. And in case you didn't know, Dollar Tree sometimes has like nice hardcover books for $1.
Nice.
But she picked me out a book by him, and I haven't read it yet. But I'm
See,
interested.
I heard the name China and just assumed it was a girl for some
I
reason.
think it's a man, right?
I don't know. The only
I
China,
could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they're a man, though.
the only like person that I've met personally whose name was China was a woman, so I don't know.
I only know China the wrestler,
Ah,
who was a woman.
yeah.
She passed away, didn't she?
I don't know. Did
I think
she?
she passed away.
Damn.
I thought I could be wrong. She might be alive and well.
Friend's guest bathroom is covered in creepy clown art. What the fuck? How are you supposed
love
to
it.
pee in there?
I have thought about. I've said this to Megan before. I was like, should I just lean into it and like start collecting clown stuff?
I feel like yes, but please don't put it in your bathroom. Because on the off chance that I...
Well, at least if you like poop, you're right there in the bathroom. Scare the shit out of you.
I feel like I'd be
No
too
problem.
intimidated by the clowns to poop. Like they'd just be like making weird eye contact with me while I'm trying to drop a deuce, and I
Get
don't
one
think
that
I can
like
perform.
looks like its eyes follow you as you.
Ah, no, I can't perform under that kind of pressure. China is a dude. Okay. Oh, and China the Wrestler did die.
Yeah, I thought she did.
Bummer.
A few years ago, I think.
See, the China I knew was dating a friend of mine, and this friend of mine is a weird fellow. We don't talk anymore, but he asked me if I would join them. Like, out of the blue, no
Like, "No, thank
context.
you."
I have never given him any indication that I am interested in that type of thing. Because if you are, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just personally not. And it was very awkward. And I was like, no, and let's never speak of this again.
Yeah.
Thank you. No.
Yeah, China died in 2016. Yeah, I thought it was a little while ago. And I do know of another China who's also a woman. Because I watch Wheezy Waiter on YouTube, and his wife's name is China.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Yeah. But what did you read? If you gotta read it.
Yeah, we got on
I don't know how my reads turned into a clown conversation.
Yeah, we got on to clowns and poop and threesomes, and I don't know how these things happen. I was realizing the other day, this is another tangent. I've only had like half of a beer, so this is not alcohol related in any way, but I have had some weird encounters with people, and people feel very comfortable asking me really weird shit. Like that particular situation, someone outside of a brown derby asked me if I knew where to find heroin one time.
Wow.
And then I told him that I was a substance abuse counselor and like that I had Narcan in my car if he wanted it, and like I could help him get help if he was interested. And then he hit on me.
Oh. Awkward.
Real weird. So yeah, like people have asked me. I had a client ask me if I was a big old lesbian one time. To be fair, they were drunk as shit when they asked me that, but still.
I had a couple proposition me for a threesome in a Walmart parking lot once.
So weird.
I was like, no thank you.
Like the balls on some people, because like I'm afraid to ask somebody like if they know what time it is.
Yeah.
You know, and like to have the fucking chutzpah to be like, hey man, you want to have sex with me and my old lady? No.
Yeah,
No, you
it was very
don't.
awkward.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, back to not that. So I read The Hellbound Heart, which I said I read for the book that was published the decade I was born, because it was published in 1986. And then I also read a book by an author that I had never read before, and that was Theme Music by L. Marie Vandelay. I called her T. Marie Vandelay the other day, but that's because I was confusing her with another author whose name is T. Marie something. But that book was really good. It was like a axe murdery, maybe haunted, maybe someone's crazy book, and it was really good. I gave that 4 out of 5 stars. It was also like pretty fucking gruesome, which is fine.
I was laughing at, where do y'all live?
Yeah, we live in Missouri.
We live in, southern
Southwest Missouri.
meth city, basically.
It is a little methy here. Yeah, it's a really weird place. Yeah, it's a weird place. I'm from a very small town in northern Michigan, and like up there, everybody knows everybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's how, like, I'm from Ava, which is only like an hour away from where we live now. And it's a small town, like, everybody knows everybody, but still half the town is on meth.
Oh, see, Gladwin, like my hometown, there's a lot of drug use there just because, like, there's nothing to fucking do except for, like, get fucked up and go outside. Mm-hmm. That's like, Michigan in general, though. Like,
yeah.
Get
for
fucked
context,
up and go outside.
Winter's Bone.
Winter's Bone.
It's one of the few books set in this area.
Yeah.
Winter's Bone. Also, I have not watched Ozark on Netflix, but I'm pretty sure it's about drugs too.
It is.
And that's set in this area as well.
This conversation is reminding me, I think my Narcan expires soon. I need to get replacement.
Oh.
Yeah,
so sadly, it's a pretty poor area, and there's a lot of drug use. So.
A lot of drug use. Yeah, it's a big bummer.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, Murphy does just like to hang out with Aunt Susan. Like, he doesn't give, like, a solitary shit about me when Sue's here. Not a one.
Well, you're here all the time, though. I'm only here for,
Well, you're one of his favorite people. He really loves you, and then my partner's cousin. He really loves him. Casey, love theme music. Yes, it was really fucking demented. I didn't know for a while which way that book was gonna go. I was like, I don't want to give it away, like
Twist.
the twisty, but like, yeah, I was like, is this narrator actually crazy? Is the house haunted? What is happening? But yeah, very twisty. Are what two transvestites? And also that's like a really antiquated term. So I'm not really sure like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But you're kind of gross. So let's see.
Did we like the Hellbound Heart?
Yes. I did. I think we were both surprised at how much we liked it.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting not to like Clive Barker. I don't know why. I think just because he's a popular and pretty prolific author, and so I just kind of assumed that he would not be that great. Okay, we need to block this person.
Are they saying more things?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How do you block somebody? I can do it from here.
No, because...
I got it.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to remove them. Oh, that's just the message.
Yeah.
I'm gonna report them.
But, yeah, I did end up liking Clive Barker a lot more than I expected. Like, I really liked his writing style. So I plan to read more by him. But I had never read him before, even though he's a very popular horror author.
I hadn't either, and I think I was with you, like, because he was so prolific. I was like, and men writing horror, I probably prejudged it, because, like, men writing horror,
It's, like, really
How do I get to
confusing
this
to me
person?
whenever people get upset whenever you block them for saying shitty things about you.
yeah, like, if you show
Like, we're
up
supposed to just sit here and take abuse from people.
Yeah, like, if you show up exclusively to be an asshole, and then you whine when people call you out for being an asshole, then you're not only an asshole, but you're a really big baby, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we talked about people with big balls earlier, but, like, you're the opposite of that. Like, you're what would happen if somebody, like, ripped off someone's balls and ate them and shat them out. That's you. Like, that's you right now. So, yeah, like, if you show up to just be a fucking wang and then people call you out for that, like, I mean, that's kind of instant karma. So if you want to show up to someone's live show to be a fuck face, then yeah, we're gonna block you because this is our space and we don't have to tolerate you. So get fucked.
Yep.
Hopefully in a really boring and unfun way. So, bye. Thanks. Yeah, we know we're cool. Like, it doesn't really, like, hit our self-esteem when people say shitty stuff to us, but it does piss me off when people say shitty stuff and then act like victims when we block them. Like, that annoys the shit out of me, because I'm like, how fucking dumb do you have to be,
'cause
dude?
it's like, if someone walked up to you on the street and said those things, would you just stand there and take it?
No, I would tase them. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. So
I
it's
got a
like,
clean record. I'll take an assault charge. Have a great day, friend.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't understand why people think they can just, I guess because it's a public platform, but it's like, it's still our platform and we can do with it what we choose.
Bye.
But anywho, let's move on.
Anyway, let's not let one wang just ruin and derail our live show. Let's talk about the gooeyest movie I've ever seen. Which is Hellraiser. Hellbound Heart did not give more backstory into the setup. I mean, I guess it did a little bit more than the movie did. That's a good question. It did a little bit more than the movie did, but it still didn't tell you, like, where they came from originally and why they were the way they were.
Yeah, it didn't, I don't feel like the Cenobites were ever, like, fully
explained. Yeah, it was just basically like they were in the book. It talked about they had like transcended. They transcended like normal experience or something.
Yeah, and they were supposed to give you like what you desire, but I think they like twist it. Because
Yeah.
Frank wanted like physical pleasure.
One of the sexy times, and so
and
they
so
just
they like, yeah.
they put his dick on a spinny thing.
Yeah.
In the movie. So no, it didn't really give you any more backstory into them, which is kind of a bummer because like I'm first of all, why are they called Cenobites? Because that sounds like a Taco Bell dessert item, and I need to know. I mean, it's not spelled the same, but like I need to know why.
Apparently, we've attracted
The trolls,
to this live show for some reason.
Which is just kind of like it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like because for whatever reason, one of our, if you got it, read it, videos attracted a bunch of trolls, and I feel like maybe that is tagged now or something.
Oh, how sad. Like, you're just sitting at home on a Friday like, man, I really hope these bitches do a live show so I can fuck with them. Like, how sad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for you, bud. Go to therapy. That's my advice to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no, it did not give any more details to the Cenobites, but I wish it would have.
I wonder, I mean, because there's a lot of movies in this series, so I wonder if they do in later movies.
Yeah.
I don't know, I haven't seen any of the sequels.
Someone was telling me, we were having dinner with a couple of my partner's friends the other night, and they were telling me that in one of the Hellraiser movies, one of the Cenobites is a DJ, and they fling CDs at people. Like, is that right? Have you guys seen that? Is that real, or were they fucking with me? Because they could have easily been fucking with me.
I feel like with horror movies, as the sequels go on, they always get like
more and more ridiculous. Yeah.
Do you want down or what?
He does. He's getting antsy. He wants to go growl at his food bowl.
Okay. His food bowl is haunted. In case you didn't know. So
we figured out, my partner and I were sitting there watching him do that, and I think it's because they're round. Because the bowl the dish that they eat out of at Jeff's house is square, and he never has done that with that dish.
I thought his old dish was kind of square though.
I mean, it's just round bowl.
The Tupperware one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, it was cheesy, but like kind of gross.
Yeah, like it was so slimy and gooey, and people kept putting slimy, gooey things in their mouths. I think that was the scariest part of that film for me. It was like folks' oral hygiene. I'm like, his skin is literal goo, and you're gonna suck on them fingers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not gonna suck on someone's fingers unless I watch them wash their hands in front of me, and you're gonna put his fucking goo fingers in your mouth? Okay.
Yeah. There was a lot of weird fingers and mouth.
How is that sexy anyway? Like, I'm not a man, I don't have a penis. Maybe it's because they're like thinking of you doing that to their wiener, but like, just seems kind of boring to me. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just a side tangent. Sorry. I'm still tripping over how fucking dumb you have to be to show up to a live show to try to troll. But anyway, sorry.
Have we listened to Spine Chillers?
No, I have not. Is that a podcast? Because you know I love podcasts. Doug Bradley. I've been telling Sue that, but the problem is that we suck at planning things and following through on things. So
yeah.
Yeah, but we should do that.
Yeah.
We have a couple ideas for a podcast.
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like a podcast would be a lot of work, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends on what kind of podcast it is.
Yeah, and we'd have to like at least script it a little.
Yeah. Mindy read one book in April for the challenge. Bleeding Edge by Thomas Pynchon. Ooh, Thomas Pynchon. I have not read Thomas Pynchon, but all the, literary folks
Literary
talk about Thomas
folks.
Pynchon.
I have not heard of Thomas Pynchon. What is Bleeding Edge about, if you don't mind indulging me? So Curly Books, I got the idea from the book that the world or dimension the Cenobites come from has a different idea of pleasure that is very ingrained with pain in a much more traumatic way. Yeah, and I also kind of got the idea that, like, maybe for them the two are intertwined so much that, like, they can't separate them, and so, like, you transcend your body because they push it to its limits, both with pain and with pleasure, I guess, with what they associate, you know, as pleasure. But so that's kind of what I got. So, like, you still transcend your body and you get that, like, transcendent experience, but it's not what you think it's gonna be. It's because you're being so horrifically tortured that, like, your spirit can't. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe I thought too much into it. I don't know. Any bookish podcasts you enjoy? Why, yes, and let me tell you about them. I love podcasts. I listen to podcasts all the time. Octavia's Parables, which is hosted by Adrienne Marie Brown and Toshi Regan, is really good. They just go chapter by chapter through Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents, and they give, like, a synopsis of what happened in the chapter. And then Adrienne Marie Brown composes, like, very well thought out and deep questions, and then they talk about those at the end of the podcast, which is boss. I also really love the Nightlight podcast, which is short horror stories by authors of color and read and performed by people of color. And there's some really cool shit on that podcast. That's actually where I heard about Tananarive Due, and so that was really cool. So those are a couple of bookish podcasts that I enjoy. But on Nightlight, they also do interviews with authors. So they'll do, like, a story by that author, and then later in the week they'll do an interview with that author. So
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't listen to podcasts very much. I have listened sporadically to Books in the Freezer, which is a podcast that That's What She Read from here on BookTube does, and it's a horror podcast, so she talks about horror novels, and it's really cool. So if you're into horror, you can get a lot of recommendations from that podcast. But
And I like her. She's really cool.
yeah,
Like, she's just cool to listen to.
but I don't really listen to a lot else.
I have, like, 3 news podcasts I listen to in the morning while I get ready. And then I have those 2 bookish podcasts I listen to. I also listen to Old Gods of Appalachia, which isn't a bookish podcast per se. It's a fiction podcast. It's eldritch horror. So fucking good. Like, really, really incredible story. So I don't know if any of y'all have listened to that, but if you have not, and if you dig horror, just really excellent, top-notch story. So, like, I actually bought merch from this podcast, if that tells you. I'm a Patreon of that podcast. That and Nightlight. So if you dig that kind of stuff. Books in the Freezer and This Is Horror. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to check it out.
Okay, so Bleeding, what was that? The Thomas Pynchon book
Oh.
called Bleeding
The
something?
Bleeding Edge.
Bleeding Edge.
Yeah. Historical fiction set in 2001 New York about a fraud investigator investigating a .com company. It's about 2001 New York from spring through fall, so it includes 9/11. Okay. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds very interesting. Did you enjoy it? Did you already say that you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I'm curious because, I don't know, I've always wondered, Thomas Pynchon seemed like, I don't know, maybe kind of on par with, like, David Foster Wallace, where it's like...
Good, but a little pretentious.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, I haven't read him, but that's
I have
kind of the
not
impression
either.
I got from people talking about him.
It's the impression that I get.
Yes. Mean Book Club podcast is fun. I'll have to look that one up.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one.
Books in the Freezer and This Is Horror.
Yeah, I haven't heard of This Is Horror. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Anybody else read books for the challenge?
I read one more.
Oh,
Do you want another beer?
sure. Yeah, I need to get going with my owned books. this month. It's just hard because I'm in 2 book clubs, and so it makes it difficult to read my own books sometimes. Although we changed our book club to where it's just on a theme, so that helps, because usually I own a book that's on theme.
Yeah, and I've been trying to we've been trying to keep the themes kind of broad, just so that people can do that and they can still read things that they like and read across genres and things like that. So
yeah. So I'm planning to read. Oh, sorry. You can go ahead and talk
No,
about your
go
last
ahead. I
book,
don't want to
'cause I was
interrupt
going
you.
to talk about what I was planning to read next month. But
okay.
you go ahead and talk about your last
I
one.
will talk about my last one. The last one I'm going to count from what I read in April was An American Marriage by Tayari Jones. That's a book that was published within the last decade, and it was really good. I listened to the audiobook, but I own the physical copy. It was really good. It's about a man who was wrongfully convicted of a crime and, has to go to prison. And he and his wife have not been married that long at the time that this happens. And so it's about how his imprisonment affects each of them individually, but then also how it affects their marriage. And it was heartbreaking and frustrating, and I did really enjoy it though. But it was a tough read just because it was very topically heartbreaking and frustrating. But yes.
Too many books is a real problem. Yes, I have books just in stacks. It's an issue. I'm participating in so many reading things this year, and I want my IYGIRI books to be things I owned prior to this year. Yeah, I'm trying to just... I'm not reading only books I owned prior to this year, but I also have tried not to buy very many books.
See...
Physical books, anyway. I haven't...
Yeah.
I don't care quite as much about ebooks because I don't really own that many ebooks. Still... Also, they're just on my Kindle, so it's not like they're taking up space in my home.
Right. They're just in a little digital device.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about trying to read all my digital books, but then I was like, I don't want to do that because when I do start traveling again,
You won't have any...
I like to just take my Kindle so I don't have to lug books around with me when I go places. Not that that's ever stopped me, because I still do that, but...
Oh, and then she said all I'm reading is new. New to me. Yeah. I've kind of been a little bit like that too. When I have bought new books, I've tended to read those instead of the books I've had for a while, which I kind of am like, maybe I need to go through my books and just get rid of some that I'm not really that interested in anymore. Because there's some that I bought at library sales, years ago when we would go on Dollar Bag Day and get a ridiculous amount of books, and it's like, do I really need to read all of these? I don't know.
Yeah, I did the same. I need to do that again because I've done it a couple of times, kind of went through in cold, but I think I need to do it again just because I think I was a little too conservative in my culling previously. So
yeah,
I
have a box of books in the trunk of my car that I need to donate somewhere.
Same.
But I think I could definitely add more to that box.
Agree.
I think I'm going to get rid of Infinite Jest. I don't
Give
think
up
I'm
on
going to
it.
read that.
No, just give up on
Stephanie,
it.
you've read Infinite Jest, haven't you? I feel like you have. Is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Been using my library a lot more since it reopened, so I need to remind myself to pick up my own books still. Yeah, I've been using my library for audiobooks a lot. I'll check them out.
Yeah, same.
Through Libby.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I check them out through Hoopla, but yeah.
Oh, it's on my card of shame.
Card of shame.
Yeah, I started it. I think I got about 60 pages into it, and then I was just like, I can't do this right now. And also, I don't know if I want to do it because I was like, the 60 pages was I wasn't enjoying it that much. So I'm like, do I even care?
It's a lot to go through if you don't care.
Yeah, it's over 1,000 pages long.
And why put yourself through that?
And the print on the pages is tiny.
It's bitty. Is it a bitty?
Yeah.
Don't put yourself through that if you don't care.
Yeah, I might just get rid of it.
But Curly Book said they really disliked the characters in American Marriage and felt like there were too many convenient plot moments for the book to be realistic. So I agree with you about that, especially about the example that you gave. Yes, I was like, really? And I also didn't like the main male character, and I felt bad for not liking him because he clearly was, wrongly imprisoned, and that sucks, but I just didn't like him as a person. Regardless, even before that happened, I didn't care for him. Yeah. And then that happened, and I feel like it just exacerbated the already shitty personality he has. We're gonna report you because you're a dumbass. Thank you. Thank you for being a dick.
Yeah, I don't know. These are the weirdest troll comments too.
Just so many poop related comments, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lazy. Just real lazy. Yeah.
Anyway. I don't know what the deal is with this.
This particular live show just really drew the
Sorry
trolls.
about that.
So yeah,
everyone.
Sorry everybody who has to see that shit.
Yeah, I almost wonder if we should do a new hashtag for this, because I do wonder if that's somehow flagged for the trolls or something.
I don't know.
Because I feel like it's our If You Got It, Read It videos that
get the most trolling.
Get the troll comments.
I don't know. Didn't we get it on something else too? We got a bunch of fucking conservatives all riled up.
That was on IYGIRI.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I don't know.
Yeah, no, here's the deal. I'm not gonna eat anybody's poop, but honestly, man, if I could start an OnlyFans that was just me pooping and somebody would pay to watch me poop, I gotta do it anyway. I might as well make some cash, So if any of y'all trolls would pay for an OnlyFans of just me pooping, if you're gonna be an asshole and waste my time on my live show, you might as well pay me money. So
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Before you comment something stupid, how about you just Venmo me $5?
Yeah.
You know what? No. I'm annoyed now. Let's make it 20. So. Gonna report this because it's so stupid and I think it's dumb, so we'll report it.
Yeah, we can report and block people all day, so. Anyway.
Nope, we sure can. I got my right hand on my mouse and I'm ready. Yeah, I feel like people think they're funnier than they are when they make comments like that. It's not clever.
No.
Or funny. You sound like a toddler who got their mom's iPhone. I don't understand why that's funny. But no, seriously, if y'all would watch an OnlyFans of me just shitting, I gotta make some side cash. So
yeah.
And I poop anyway, so might as well make money while I'm doing it.
I would not do that for money, honestly.
I would shit on camera for money. If I got to be fully clothed and you were just watching me poop, I'd do it. Anyway. I'm not showing any of my business, but just pooping.
Oh, Nanette, there's been many stupid comments.
Oh, Nanette, there's been so many stupid comments. Somebody let the toddlers out today.
Yeah. But yeah, I was the same where I got 60 pages into it and then I just was getting distracted. Also, I was trying to read this in I think it was during the pandemic, wasn't it? Or
it was during the pandemic.
And I was just my brain was not there for it. Also, I do have ADHD.
I feel like there's just certain things that if you have ADHD / executive dysfunction, you're not gonna make it through Infinite Jest.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I should do. I should start an OnlyFans of just me reading Infinite Jest and people would pay me and maybe I would read it. Again, still fully clothed because I'm not showing my bits to nobody. Yeah, over 1,000 pages. Yeah, I get nervous when they're over 500 too. I will put off reading a book if it's a chunky one just because I'm well, what if I don't like it? And what if
it's a big time investment.
It really is. Plus, I feel really I feel like I got burned by, and I'm gonna bring it back to Under the Dome. You know I'm gonna bring it back to Under the Dome. I got burned by it. That book is long as hell. And then the ending was fucking dumb. It was terrible. And that was time that I will never get back. I will never get that time back.
Annie's in the worst reading slump ever.
Oh, Annie.
Yeah, that sucks. I feel like I was kind of in one last month, or was it the month before? I don't know. I was kind of in one, and I think I pulled myself out of it pretty quickly. I usually read, you know, something like a romance novel or something that's like a quick, or just a short book that's a very quick, easy read.
Something fun.
That kind of helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to do that too. Like just something that I don't have to really like commit a lot of brain power to, that I can just kind of have fun with.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say.
you're gonna talk about what you're planning to read.
Nanette said I've had Under the Dome on my TBR forever. Oh.
Dude, okay, so here's the deal with Under the Dome. The story is good, and I was committed. I was into it. I was invested in the story. And then Stephen Kinged the ending. He Stephen Kinged it.
Stephen Kinged all over the place.
He did. He Stephen Kinged everywhere, and it was terrible. So the book itself was great. It was a good book, but yeah, he Stephen Kinged the ending. It was bad. I don't want to ruin it for you, but FYI.
I got 400 pages into Seven Eves
Oh.
by Neil Stephenson before DNFing it. Oh no.
Oh, still not over it, right? Like, I feel like it burns your soul when you spend that much time with a book and then it's like dumb. I feel like it does. It just ruins it.
I usually like push myself through it if I'm that far, and then I usually regret it.
I threw Under the Dome. I literally threw it because it was that bad.
Yeah. I've been reading more novellas. My attention span is shot for longer ones.
I hear that.
I don't know if it's just like maybe the state of the world being what it is. We're all too stressed and anxious
to read
to have
anything.
much of an attention span. Did you watch the TV show, the Under the Dome TV show?
I didn't. I saw that it was a TV show, and I contemplated watching it, but then I guess I just never got around to it. So you lost interest in it? Does that mean it wasn't very good? Did you dislike it? I was gonna recommend just watching the show and not reading the book, but maybe not. So.
I threw Gone Girl. I liked Gone Girl when I read it years ago. I don't remember.
I don't know if I read that or not. I don't remember.
Also
if I did.
another book that's at least partially set in
the Mo. In the Mo.
Well, it's fully set in Missouri, but it's parts of it happen in southern Missouri. So, Jesus Christ. I don't know why y'all are obsessed with poop. Like, that's kind of weird. But this year I'm planning on, or not this year, but this month I was planning on, I want to finish one of the ones I already started, because I started a bunch, not a bunch, but like 3 of them from my TBR and got barely into them, and then just got sidetracked by other things. Mm-hmm. So I want to finish one of the ones I started. I think I'm going to try to finish Billions and Billions by Carl Sagan. And then I think I'm going to try to read Fates and Furies by Lauren Groff, which was my random pick from my TBR.
Mine?
Or from my owned books, I should say.
My random pick was, I think, something by Catherine Valente. Was it Space Opera?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was. I have it open right here. I guess I can fucking look, huh?
Yeah. So that's my goal. I would like to start reading more. I mean, I'm going to have to, unless I want to start counting my ebooks. I'm going to have to start reading more.
Ratcheting it up.
Yeah, so my goal, I've finished one that I think I'm going to count as my most recently acquired book, even though I actually borrowed it from the library, but I also pre-ordered the paperback, which isn't out yet. So I will own it before the end of the year.
Boom. It counts. I feel like it counts.
Yeah. And then,
totally counts.
Yeah. So I want to finish at least 3, I think, from my If You Gotta Read It TBR this month. The month of May.
I've only finished one book this month so far, and it was an audiobook. I listened to The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. Which was, so I read Head Full of Ghost by Paul Tremblay and really liked it. So I was like, well, I want to check out more from him. And so I listened to The Cabin at the End of the World, and it was really good. It was fucking sad and dark, but I'm starting to feel like that's his thing. The narrator didn't do a very good job of the audiobook. She read things very robotically, and it made it very difficult to become invested. And so, but like not all parts were, like she did some parts where she actually like put inflection in her voice, and then other parts she was just like a fucking robot. So
That's strange.
but the book itself was really good. I will say that the ending was very anticlimactic, and I was disappointed. So
Bummer.
yeah, I was hoping for something else. You were into the ambiguous ending, Curly Books. Okay, so I guess I know some people like ambiguous endings. I don't, and I was really hoping for, like, I kind of needed some closure because I was so traumatized.
Yeah.
by the whole story, and then I didn't get it. I didn't get my closure.
Yeah. I'm okay with ambiguous endings if they, like, feel appropriate, I guess.
And honestly, it did. It felt appropriate. Like, for the story, I do feel Curly Books, I know you liked it. Like, do you feel like it was appropriate, or if anyone else has read it? Oh, Mindy liked the ending too. I did feel like it was appropriate. I guess I just really wanted that closure because I'm nosy, and I needed it. I was traumatized.
I just make up whatever ending I want in my head if it's ambiguous.
Yeah.
I'm like, probably this happened.
Well, that would be nice, but I can't do that.
I finished 2 ebooks, I guess, so I, physically read them, but I don't own them this month. But one of them was like a short little romance novel. It was fun. But that's all I've read this month so far. I'm just not doing great at reading my physical books. Or my owned books, I should say. I think it's just that, like, I've had them for a while and I'm not as interested in them anymore.
They got the new book stank has worn off.
Yeah, I want new shiny ones.
Yeah, I get that. Well, and I feel like I get, like, in different periods of my life, I'm into, like, I get really into certain things. Yeah. And so, like, right now, I'm really into, like, sci-fi and horror, and that's what I want to read. And a lot of my owned books are, like, literary fiction, or not the stuff that I want to read right now.
Right.
And so, like, the stuff I want to read right now is the stuff I buy right now. And then, if I don't get to it, then who knows in another year or two if it'll just sit on my shelf like everything else does. I don't know.
Right.
But,
yeah, I do think I probably need to get rid of a lot of books because I think my reading taste has just changed over the years. So I have a lot of stuff that I'm not really that interested in.
Same.
But a lot of it is like, I don't know. I get caught up on books I feel like I should read,
Right. I felt like that for a long time. Like, I felt, and I still feel like that about certain things, like feminist literature. Like, I feel like I have to read it, even if, like, so I read, was it Picnic on Paradise by Joanna Russ, and did not care for it.
No, you read I read Picnic on Paradise.
Did you?
You read.
What did I read?
Something else. I don't remember.
I read something by her,
Yeah.
and it was very bizarre, which, I mean, that was the genre that it is. So it probably wasn't her writing, it was probably just the style of the story that I didn't dig.
I've also found, like, a lot of vintage sci-fi, and this is how I felt about Picnic on Paradise, is, like, they just kind of thrust you into this world and with, like, no explanation of what the fuck's going on. And just like, expect you to figure it out, I guess. And, yeah, because I tried to read a book by John Brenner, too, that was kind of the same, where I was just like, I don't have any fucking clue what's going on in this book.
Why am I here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. And I definitely feel like that about the Joanna Russ book I read. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah. I think they call it, like, I think it's like psychedelic side or
Yeah,
something.
it's its own genre
Yeah.
for sure. And I think I just don't dig that genre. Like, I think that's
Yeah.
just not for me. Because
I don't want to read a book and I'm fucking confused the whole time.
that's how I am in life. I don't want to be like that in the book, too.
Yeah.
Jesus. I read to escape. So Curly Books felt like the decision at the end of The Cabin at the End of the World was an important part. Yeah, that was the important part, really. But, like, I got invested in what was really happening, too. And so I feel you, and I feel like you're absolutely right. But, man, I wanted some closure. God damn it. Ooh, time to read. I'm glad you made it inside. That's, like, cutting it down to the wire. Their computer was at 1%, and they made it back inside just in time.
Ooh.
Cutting it close, man. Ooh, strict in one in, one out this year. So if you buy too much and don't read enough, you're unhauling things. Damn.
Yeah, I know that, like, Drinking by My Shelf, she does that. Like,
Really?
She calls it balancing the books, where she, like, gets rid of, she doesn't read. She always keeps an even number, something like that.
I got you. Okay.
So she has to get rid of books if she doesn't read. Like,
So she
the
buys
ones
books.
Ones she buys, yeah.
Okay.
So
I need to be just a little bit better. Like, I like having like a collection of books. I like having like a personal library. I
Yeah,
say that very
me
loosely
too.
because most of mine are like sci-fi or horror or zombie books, but whatever.
I got those at the library.
Yeah. So, but I like having that. And especially I like keeping books that I read and loved.
Mm-hmm.
So I like having them just because I like having them. I like being able to loan them out. I like being able to like grab them and flip to a thing that I liked and reread it. So I like all of that, but I do have a lot of books that I'm probably never going to touch that I just need to get rid of. That's a really good idea, Casey. They said they keep books that they want to unhaul in their car and then add them to little free libraries. That's a really good idea.
There's a little free library not that far from my house that I should stop by sometime.
Yeah.
See what's in there. There was one by the elementary school by my house, but it was like full of kids' books.
Oh.
I didn't want to put some of my like weird shit in there.
Here, kids, you're going to learn about tentacle sex today. Have a great time. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not there anymore because they totally like completely rebuilt that school and they took out the free library and they didn't put it back in. But I used to walk by it all the time.
Maybe we should start calling unhauling unhappy. Yeah, because it works in a lot of different contexts. Like, I'm unhappy with this book, so I'm unhauling it, or I'm unhappy that I have to get rid of this book, so
Yeah,
it works in a lot of ways.
It does feel kind of relieved. Like I always feel kind of guilty getting rid of things when I'm doing it, but once I've done it, I feel relieved.
I feel so good getting rid of stuff. Like, so good. But I'm like that about everything. Like, once I finally make, because I overthink it so much. So once I finally come to the decision, it feels really good. Because I'll sit there and think about getting rid of books for 6 months before I ever get rid of them. And then once I finally do it, I'm like, yeah, that feels good. Same way about like ending relationships. I'll think about it forever. And then by the time I finally do it, I'm like, peace. I'm good with it. Yeah. So by the time I actually like express the fact that I'm going to do something, I've already thought about it for like at least 6 months.
Yeah.
Oof. Yes,
Yeah,
feeling
feel
liberated.
liberated.
Feels good. I
I'm
just
not
feel
sad
sad
about it, but then I never, that's how
Yeah.
I am too. It's like once I get rid of it, and it applies to things other than books too, because like I feel guilty getting rid of like clothes or just anything that I haven't used or haven't used much, but then after I do it, I never think about it again.
I'm like, bye, sister.
And I'm the same with like throwing things away. If it's something that I'm like, nobody else is gonna want this, but it's still usable, I guess.
Yeah, like if there's nothing inherently wrong with it, or if I feel like so that's where I get fucked right there, is because if I feel like I could repurpose it, or make something out of it, or like craft with it, then I have to keep it.
Yeah.
And so I have a closet full of stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I have a bunch of candle jars sitting around my house, which I've recycled some,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't recycle the lids to a lot of them
Mm-mm.
because they're either plastic or
They've got that,
metal.
like, yeah.
I guess you can recycle metal. You have to take the plastic part out of
Mhm.
the inside though, but yeah, I still have a lot of them left just sitting around my house though, because I'm like, I could do something with this. Like, I
Yeah.
could use it as like a home decor,
Put stuff in there.
but like, I don't know what else to use them for, because I have a couple in my bathroom as like apothecary jars, and then I use one for my TBR jar, which I don't even
Mhm.
really use anymore.
I don't use mine anymore either.
But I don't know, like, what else do you do with a candle jar?
Like the top of my refrigerator is covered in glass jars because I just put random shit in there like dirt and pine needles.
Dirt.
And I literally have 2 jars full of dirt on top of my refrigerator right now. And I put random other naturey bits that I collect in them and then just keep them.
I do have a empty candle jar full of buttons. Not full, but I put
It's got buttons in
I
it.
put spare buttons in it.
Well, that's just handy. That's smart.
Yeah.
That's resourceful. I have the dirt for a reason, in case anyone was wondering. It's not just random dirt.
No, she's lying. She just has jars of dirt sitting all around her house.
Casey.
Considering how
Oh,
excited.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get rid of it, someone else can find it, and maybe that'll be like
That's
their new
true.
favorite book, or maybe,
That's
they'll read it and have a life-changing epiphany. Or a shit
Very
epiphany,
true.
sometimes. That's what I call it when you have a bad realization.
Mm.
Like when you realize something, like, usually for me, I call it a shit epiphany when I realize I'm an asshole.
Mm.
I have the realization that it was me. Oh, that was a shit epiphany. Yep, one person's trash is another person's treasure, and especially with books. Yeah, people really do have, and it's so interesting to me how people can read the same book and come away from it with completely different takes on what it meant
Yeah.
and what inferences they made from it. It's very fascinating to me just how different and diverse people can be
Yeah.
in their
That's why, in some ways, I
interpretations.
think that literary analysis is pointless.
I agree.
'Cause
Like,
and if you want to find something in a book, you can find
you
it.
can find it there. It just depends on what you're looking for and like your preconceptions. Oh shit! I didn't get you a beer.
Sorry.
I am so sorry. Shit epiphany. That was a shit epiphany just now that I had. I'm a bad friend. Yeah. No, it's always just very. That's why I like book discussions with people who do think differently than me, because they'll say something and I'm like, huh, never thought of it that way. What beer are we drinking? I am drinking this Honey Days by Blue Moon. It's just like a light herb beer with honey in it. I got it because I figured it'd be really easy drinking, and also it's like super low ABV. I think it's only like 3.4%. 3.9%. So it's pretty low ABV. I have to drive later, so I figured I would keep it responsibly. And Sue is drinking Elvis juice from Brewdog, which is a very tasty grapefruit IPA. So, are any of y'all drinking? What are you drinking? What y'all drinking? Pancake House, a cocoa maple coffee imperial stout. That sounds like it has a lot going on, but it has the word maple in it, which means that it sounds very good to me. How is it? Is it tasty? Do you like it? And rum and coke. Rum and coke that's a nice, like, I don't drink liquor, but I feel like rum and coke is like a nice, safe liquor drink. Like, I feel like it's a nice,
I disagree.
really, oh, you had a bad experience with rum.
I had a bad experience with rum, and all this is delayed, so I was like, where am I?
Vanishing
I'm
Susan.
invisible. I had a bad experience with rum, but also I don't like to drink like soda with liquor because it makes my stomach hurt.
Yeah, that's fair. I always drank diet soda with liquor, and I felt like that was better, but Mort's Lager from Trophy Brewing from Raleigh. Cool. How is that? Do you like it? Is that a new beer for you, or is that like a old staple? Bud Light Seltzer, not too bad. I think I had some of that when my sister came to visit me. My sister lives out in California, and she came to visit me, and I think she bought some of that, and brought it over. And I do think I drank one or two of them.
I maybe tried that one. I don't know. I've tried a few seltzers. I kind of like.
I like seltzers. Yeah, because I drink LaCroix and like bubbly and stuff all the time, so I enjoy seltzers. So
yeah.
Grapefruit juice with ice. All right, that sounds like crisp and refreshing.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Diet drinks make my mouth hurt.
Yeah, there's an aspartame coating. I don't drink soda anymore because now I just drink. Well, I rarely drink soda. I'll drink a Diet Dr. Pepper every once in a while, but now I just drink the seltzers. But yeah, that aspartame does like coat your mouth, and if I drink too much diet soda, I get an aspartame headache.
Yeah. I think diet soda just tastes really gross. I think aspartame tastes gross, but I do like Zevia, which is a soda that uses stevia instead of sugar. So,
it's a weird question. No and great.
Mine would be yes and great.
Yeah.
Vodka orange juice is pretty good. That's a good screwdriver.
Screwdriver. Yeah, I do like screwdrivers. Like I said, I don't drink liquor anymore, but yeah, screwdrivers are pretty tasty. Delicious, great summer beer. It's a staple. Nice. I like those. Just like beers that are comfortable drinking beers.
Juice, the drink of 80-year-olds and 8-year-olds.
Dude, I love juice. Also, I'm an old woman in my heart.
I really don't drink juice pretty much ever. I don't dislike it. I just don't really drink it.
I drink orange juice every morning. I drink like a little glass of orange juice.
I drink orange juice occasionally, but not that often.
Man, I love orange juice. So tasty. I love juice. I also drink ginger ale though, so I guess when I do drink soda, it's either Diet Dr. Pepper or Diet Burners, which I feel like is just solidifying my old ladiness.
I found some Zevia for kids at one of the local health food stores, and it's orange cream flavored, which is like my favorite flavor of everything, and it's fucking delicious. But it comes in these little tiny cans because it's for children. But I actually really like that it comes in the tiny cans because I feel like that's the amount that I want.
Yeah, I never want that much soda. Like, with the exception of Diet Dr. Pepper when I'm hungover. If that's the case, I want a big ass Diet Dr. Pepper. And we're gonna get rid of that one.
New fave hard seltzer, Wild Basin. I tried I think it's called Truly. Or is it called True? No. I'm thinking of something else, but it was Boulevard. Their hard seltzer was pretty good. Boulevard Brewing. There was a local brewery that made a hard seltzer, and it was very bad.
What was that one?
It was 4x4.
Oh.
Their beer's not great either.
No, their beer's not great.
But their seltzer was, like, not drinkable, in my opinion. I feel like I've heard of Wild Basin.
Yeah, that does sound familiar.
I don't think I've tried it, though. I only drink no sugar added juice. Otherwise, like an 8-year-old, I'm bouncing off the walls.
Totally fair. I've been trying to, like, not eat as much added sugar, just because, for that reason.
Yeah.
Water, red wine, or a stout. Yeah, I feel like you have a similar palate to me then, because that's usually... I love red wine. I like... Pinot Noir is my favorite, but a good Merlot is nice as well.
You have not watched Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, so you have no idea why I just did that.
Nope.
I do not like red wine, so you don't have a similar palate to me. I like a stout, but it's not something I drink that often.
I don't drink them as often anymore as I used to, but I feel like it's just because like my beer palate is expanding, so I feel like I drink a wider variety of types of beers now. Whereas before I pretty much only liked stouts.
Yeah.
And so that's all I would drink. Ton of tiki drinks and had the shakes the day after. Yeah, unless some drinks had tequila in them. My partner has a rule, and it's a solid rule, and it's like, if you throw up any time within 3 days of consuming tequila, it was the tequila's fault. Like, that's his tequila rule, and it's very solid.
I've weirdly, like, tequila is one of the few liquors that I have never had an issue with, and I really like the taste of tequila, too.
Bro, no.
And it's never done me wrong. And me and one of my friends used to go out every weekend and drink tequila sunrises.
I used to drink tequila straight, like straight from the bottle, and that's why I can't drink it anymore. Because I like the taste of it. Yeah. That was during my young wild days. Like I said, I don't drink liquor anymore. But.
That's why I can't drink whiskey or rum. It's because I went way too hard on them.
Tequila and whiskey wronged me. I wronged them first, and then they wronged me. But yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, tequila's the only drink I can take a shot of. Same, like straight shot, pretty much same. Some, like a really nice vodka, if you get like an actual
higher quality
filtered vodka, they're pretty smooth. So those aren't bad, but like the cheap vodkas are terrible. It's like drinking rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Unless spaghetti is involved, I don't drink red wine.
I love red wine. I thought I blocked this person. Oh, I reported them. There we go. Just hide them. That's nice. Yeah, margaritas. Margaritas are the only safe way for me to drink tequila anymore. Because young Megan ruined it for older Megan. Yeah. Quite frankly. Same with whiskey, because young Megan ruined whiskey for older Megan.
Margaritas are pretty much the only way I do drink tequila anymore, but I'd be fine. Tequila sunrises are pretty delicious. I kind of miss those. I haven't had one in many years.
Many years.
UV blue or UV cotton candy.
UV blue, dude. UVs. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, UV blue got me a couple times.
Although I used to love, I don't know what it was made with, just blue reminded me. It was probably made with blue curacao. But I used to, at Martha's, which is like the local gay bar, I used to get these drinks that were called blue balls. They were so fucking good. They tasted like a blue icy pop.
Remember buttery nipples?
Oh yeah, we used to do buttery nipples.
We used to do buttery nipples all the time. Yeah, we made some questionable choices in our younger years.
Yeah, UV is vodka, right?
UV, yeah, it's flavored vodka. They have like all kinds of flavors, but the blue one in particular, I remember.
Oh, Di Serono is very tasty.
I've never had Di Serono.
It's nice. Jello shots are the worst. Agreed.
Concur.
That is like the probably worst drunk. I don't know if it's the worst drunk I've ever been. But I did a bunch of Jello shots, and I was blacked out for like 4 hours.
Oh, God.
And it was just like, no, I don't remember anything I did.
Yikes. Yeah, I don't...
bad. And I was hungover. Like, me and my friend stayed in bed till like 6 p.m. the next day.
Damn.
And then we went and ate SueCee's pizza, and it was the grossest pizza I've ever had in my life.
Grody.
I don't know if it's because I was hungover or because SueCee's is just gross, but...
Oof. Yeah, I think I've only ever had like a couple of Jello shots. The worst drunk I've ever been has been tequila drunk for sure. Like
Really?
half a fifth of tequila drunk. That was the worst drunk I've ever been.
Yeah. I got so drunk off just beer that... Because I was slamming them. I was, I was young. I was in a rough time in my life.
That was where I was with the tequila drunk.
And I went out and I was slamming Bud Lights. I think I drank like 3 in the first 20 minutes that I was there. And I got kicked out of the bar because I was drunk and I vomited on the floor.
Oh, I did that with
Also
whiskey
in
once.
my shoe.
Yep, I threw up in a bar because of whiskey one time.
Yeah.
Because I drank a shit ton of it before we got there because I didn't want to go. And then we got there and I did that one more shot when we got there and then
Yeah.
lights out, son.
Anyway, that was the old Susan.
Yeah, that was the young Megan, the young irresponsible Megan. I've since learned my lesson. I don't do those shenanigans anymore.
No, although we accidentally got pretty drunk the other day because we weren't paying attention to the ABV of our beers. Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake. We know better than
We
that.
got pretty fucked up.
Pretty lit. So yeah, always check that ABV.
On a Monday night.
You'll have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breakfast shots, maple whiskey. Ugh,
Followed by a shot of orange juice.
Oh,
Jesus.
that sounds terrible.
Oh no, we're live. Okay.
Oh.
A bit.
I think we're reconnected.
We're reconnected. Yeah, moonshine will get you. We got one of our. Well, I think I mostly got one of our friends really drunk on moonshine.
Well, the problem is they make it like delicious now.
Yeah, he
It's like
brought over
moonshine
apple pie
used to be
moonshine.
like you're drinking rum alcohol,
Right.
again, but now they make it taste like apple pie and Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah. Oh, Curly said that they've never been drunk. Their dad's an alcoholic.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's a responsible choice to make.
Yeah.
Like, and you're not bringing the conversation down. I think that's a very responsible choice to make, and I respect that. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely am a far more responsible drinker than I ever used to be because, like I said, in my young days, I made some questionable choices that just really weren't good for me, and they were not smart. So
Same. Like having pancakes and bacon, I guess. Well,
it's
but
the
it's like
orange
the orange
juice
juice
after the
Isn't
whiskey
that
that's
really
throwing
like
me off.
sour after you have like a sweet shot.
I feel like that would make my stomach tang.
Tang.
Yeah, like it hits me up tang.
Speaking of, on the way here, I saw a car with a personalized license plate that said the Tang.
What?
What? Or was it my Tang? It might have been my Tang.
Oh,
I don't remember.
That's
I was
weird.
like, I don't understand.
oh, it's very good. Okay, I'm just worried about the sour is all. I don't know, man. But yeah, I feel like they're just got to be responsible with the drinkage if you're gonna drink, man.
Yeah. And in my younger days, I was not always.
Same. In my younger days, I made some very poor choices. It kills the ick after you take a shot. Okay.
Mhm.
Is it like the lime after a tequila shot?
Oh yeah.
Kind of kills
That makes sense.
cancels it out.
Yeah.
But
I have discovered that margaritas like make me feel real shitty.
I only drink one margarita anytime I drink them, which is why it's a safe way for me to
Yeah.
drink tequila because they make my stomach hurt because it's a sweet and sour combo and it doesn't work well for my
Yeah.
tum tum.
Maybe that's where I go wrong because I almost always end up drinking two, and
I
then I
never
regret
will.
it. But I feel like it's the very sweet and also the salt because
Yeah.
you gotta have that.
You
salt
have to have the salt.
around the rim.
But no, it hurts my tum tum.
I used to chase shots of whiskey with shots of pickle juice. Ugh.
Listen, I respect you, and I'm a little bit intimidated by you right now, honestly. But like, I don't want none of that mess.
No.
Like,
I don't-
I appreciate you. You got some fucking balls on you, but no thanks.
Yeah. I don't care for pickles. I don't like vinegary stuff, so that I would rather just take a straight shot of whiskey.
Bleh. Yeah, I am also a grandma. I recently have discovered nightgowns. Do y'all know about nightgowns?
I don't know about nightgowns.
They are the most comfortable form of sleepwear ever. However, I do feel like I look like a mama, especially when I wear what my partner calls my house shoes, which are just slippers. But he
That's what
calls
my
them
mom.
house shoes.
That's what my mom would call them, was house shoes, and
Yeah.
she'd call her robe her house coat.
Oh yeah.
She still does. I'm talking like my mom is dead. She's alive and well.
I
I'm
was
going to see her Sunday for Mother's Day.
I was wearing a nightgown and I have this like pink and gray checkered fleece robe that's like super long and it's huge and my house shoes. And I went downstairs and my boyfriend was like, wow, is that your Paris fashion ensemble? And I was like, fuck you, I'm adorable.
I almost wore my house shoes out into the world the other day because I was going to like run an errand and had my slippers on. Didn't think about it.
Nope.
If I hadn't, I opened the door and there was a package on this front step, and I was like, oh, I gotta take this package in. If that hadn't been there, I don't think that I would have realized it until I was already gone. Because it was when I was bringing that package in, I was like, oh fuck, I still have my slippers on.
Where are my house shoes?
I was like,
And no, it does not strangle you while you sleep. It is delightful. Mine are like kind of scoop neck, like a t-shirt, though, and they're like t-shirt material. I do have one that looks pretty old lady-ish, but even then, the neckline comes like down and across.
sometimes I have the issue with like a nightgown where when I'm moving, it's like the bottom part gets caught on my legs and then it's like pulling down in an uncomfortable way.
See, no, mine rides up, so I end up like Winnie the Pooh in it in my sleep sometimes, but like it just is, it's for here.
Yeah,
maybe I
need to hike mine up a little.
Yeah, hike it up before when you get in bed. But no, it's very, very comfy cozy, and I would recommend that you try a nightgown.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very old. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have like old lady nightgowns, but I have like, you know, just a long t-shirt kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Most of mine look like they're just long t-shirts.
Yeah.
One of them even has pockets though.
Oh.
Fucker
So
has
you
pockets.
can keep things in your pockets while you sleep.
I keep a tissue in there.
Oh, a tissue.
Yeah. In case I need to blow my nose.
Okay, you are old.
I know! God, I am cottagecore. I'm somewhere between cottagecore and cabincore.
I'm trying to see where you are in
I'm right here. I just saw I'm drawn to the words cottagecore because I'm like, yeah, that's me.
I've been kind of leaning into the dark academia.
That aesthetic really suits you.
But it's summer coming, so I think now I'm gonna go back to
Pastel goth.
Dennis the Menace.
Oh.
I don't really do pastel goth that much these days.
You don't, but I did really love that fashion.
Give me a striped shirt and a pair of overalls, like Dennis the Menace and Chucky, two fashion icons for me. I just want to look like an 8-year-old boy all the time.
Yeah, those short alls are killer. I'm not lying; those are nice. Cottagecore is an aesthetic. It's like a look or a style.
Yeah.
Type of style, whether for clothing or home decor. And it's basically just that you like to look like you live in a cottage in the woods.
Yeah. A little bit like Little House on the Prairie.
Meets like the witch who lives in the forest. Meets like your grandma.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird combo. Yeah, I am somewhere between cabincore and cottagecore. Because I also really love flannel and I do woodworking stuff, so
yeah, Anne of Green Gables, that's a good.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
and it is. If you Google it, there's tons of. That's like a thing now to be whatever core. You can have anything core,
anything
and
core.
it's an aesthetic.
Yeah.
Hi Mary.
Hi Mary. And yes, I do need a hanky for my nighty pockets.
Oh, my grandpa always had a hanky in his back pocket, but it always like grossed me out a little because he'd like blow his nose and then stick it back in his pocket.
Yeah, see that's the thing about hankies is like they get funky. What kind of woodworking? Mostly refinishing stuff. I do a lot of like refinishing of furniture, and then I also do like wood burning. So I'll like burn designs into wood, and then I typically will paint them with watercolor paints. But yeah, that is a hobby of mine. I'm currently in process, and I've been in process for like a year of refinishing my cabinets and the chairs for my dining room table. But I have ADHD, so I start projects, and then like it takes me 3 years to finish them. So here we are.
I kind of want to learn how to build furniture because modern furniture is insanely expensive. Like for good furniture, it's insanely
so expensive.
And if you buy something that's affordable, it's a piece of junk.
Yeah.
Every time. So I'm like, I just want to build my own fucking furniture, but it takes a lot of tools that I don't have.
If
and
you
are probably
build it,
expensive.
I will stain it and decorate it.
Yeah.
So, if you built it, they will come. Juice is kind of hip right now. So
Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah, there's all those like shops that sell juice and shakes
Oh yeah,
and
that's
shit.
true. Although be careful. Your local tea and shake shop could be a front for Herbalife.
Could
Just
be.
learned that recently.
And Herbalife is a particularly insidious pyramid scheme, and also their drinks may or may not cause liver damage,
Yeah. So watch out.
according to some lawsuits. So brace yourselves.
But
And
that's like those places that sell like energy teas.
Yeah.
Usually teas.
And usually if you message them, like there's a couple here where we live, and I just messaged them, and I was like, hey, do you sell Herbalife? And they were like, yup. So
What's weird, it's like I went into a dark hole of looking up these nutrition clubs, they call them, through Herbalife. And they have all these weird rules. Like Herbalife has weird rules for like how and where they can advertise, what kind of signage they can have. You're not allowed to have any Herbalife products or branding visible from the outside, which is like so shady to me. So it's like people have to come inside before they realize that this is Herbalife. Yeah, and Herbalife is one of the worst MLMs. Like they've had multiple lawsuits against them, and they've had to pay out like $200 million, I think, in the past for like screwing over their consultants. So I think all MLMs are terrible, but that one is particularly bad. And the like nutrition ones piss me off more than others because they're not like regulated by the FDA. Like none of the things they claim, there's no proof that any of it is true. Because stuff like Pampered Chef or whatever, like at least you're getting a decent product. But like the like nutrition powders and crap like that, it's just garbage. So anyway, I could rant for forever about MLMs.
we're gonna do a Broads with Beer about it.
Oh yeah, we were thinking about doing a Broads with Beer.
Are you wearing Papa's Waffles, or am I having a stroke?
No, I'm wearing Victoriana.
I might be having a stroke then.
We have
Can I sniff you? That's not what I'm smelling. It must be my air freshener.
Yeah, I was here the other day and I thought I smelled like waffles, like
It
syrup.
must be my air freshener. I'm wearing Sansa.
Is that my phone?
Tis.
I think I'm getting text messages, probably from my sisters.
Well, we have been doing this for like an hour and a half, so.
Yeah, we might need to wrap up soon, but I hate when people won't tell you about the so-called plans in public. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I watch a lot of the like Illuminati videos on YouTube. It's like Illuma and then like N-A-U, yeah, like the word naughty. And she like exposes and like talks about MLMs a lot. And,
Yeah, there's a whole part of YouTube that's like anti-MLM, but I just think they're very predatory, and they're just
predatory.
pyramid schemes.
Yeah, they're
Like,
trash.
They're just fancy pyramid schemes. Also, I was thinking the other day, and I was like, trickle-down economics is a pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid!
Capitalism is a scam. Yeah. No, it is absolutely, yeah, it is a pyramid scheme. So,
Yeah.
and it doesn't work any better than an MLM does. So,
No.
that's fun.
Yeah, but
yeah, I think we're going to
should
do a Broads with
probably-
Beer about it. So,
We should probably wrap up. It's been like an hour and a half.
probably Arda. So, thank you
But
guys.
thanks for hanging out with us.
Sorry about all the trolls that you guys had to witness.
Yeah.
Don't know what that was about today, but sorry that you guys had to see that. That's
Yeah.
garbage.
Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but
Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have any control over that. Other than blocking them. But anyway, thank you all for coming and hanging out, and we hope you had fun. We had fun.
We had a great time. Cheers to y'all.
Yes.
We will see
and
you.
good luck with your reading for this month.
Yes, and
See
we
you next
will
month.
see you next month. Bye, guys.
Bye.
These nails
Your
make me
nails.
useless. Yes.